There we go. Okay, so we're going to watch a filibuster.
Senator Wendy Davis emerges from the Texas State Senate greeted by a cheering crowd.
Today was democracy in action.
Davis's 11-hour filibuster helped run out the clock, blocking a contentious anti-abortion bill, largely supported by Republicans.
My back hurts, and I don't have a whole lot of words left in my vocabulary after all that talking, but I am overwhelmed.
Texas State Senate rules wouldn't allow Davis to sit down, so her chair was removed when she began her marathon speech. 11 hours into it, Republicans complained she had strayed off topic and cut her off. That's when fellow Democrats jumped in, backed by hundreds of protesters to drown out the voting. Officers had to physically remove some of the spectators.
They may be able to act like they can't hear us when we're calling them out on what they're doing, but let me tell you, tonight, they heard your voices.
The Republican bill would have shut down 37 out of the state's 42 abortion clinics.
You missed a hell of a show.
Yet when the clock passed midnight, the anti-abortion bill died without being properly signed.
Probably the worst night that I've experienced since I've been in the Senate.
The celebration by crowds of orange-clad abortion rights activists went on into the early morning hours. A dramatic finish to a debate that may not be over. Republicans are hinting that another special session could still be called to pass the bill. Nia Hawkins, Associated Press.
Great. I just stopped sharing that video. We are now going to take some time in the Nearpod to reflect on what we just saw. Specifically answering this question, why did the senator filibuster the bill, and was she successful? We're going to take 2 minutes in the Nearpod to answer these questions. Please be sure to heart each other's responses, which you agree with. 2 minutes on the clock. One more minute. Without moving. Seven more seconds. Make sure to go through and heart each other's responses with which you agree with, or included details that you might have forgotten. So yes, this Congresswoman, she filibustered a bill for 11 hours and stopped what she considered to be an unjust law from being passed. And some will consider this to be a strategy and a positive aspect of democracy, which promotes debate and a variety of other different positive aspects of democracy. However, some consider a filibuster to be anti-democratic because it could prevent laws from being even passed directly. So laws that might need to get passed are filibustered. And we can experience that now where we see a lot of different laws being necessary in order for a successful, in order to get through like the pandemic and COVID-19. We see a lot of times where there is filibustering or putting off voting on laws that are very essential. So there are a lot of different and contradictory opinions about this that most people hold. So today we are going to look at this, but first I want to hear your initial perspective. So choose yes or no. Should legislators be allowed to filibuster? What is your initial gut response? Yes or no? In the collab board on Nearpod. And I know most of you guys probably want to say yes and no, but I'm going to make you take a side. One more minute in the Nearpod to share your thoughts. Fifteen more seconds. Awesome. It's great hearing these initial opinions. Ow, that's loud. Great. I love seeing these initial opinions. So this is what's really cool about teaching AP government twice now, like how I taught 2 sections of APUSH. Our first section of AP Gov in person was like unanimously like, yes, people should be allowed to filibuster, whereas here I see a lot more division. So I'm really excited to hear some new ideas and new opinions. So we are going to transition to some document analysis. You have 3 documents on your class packet from pages 2 through 4. You are going to have 13 minutes to read and annotate those documents and include a summary of each of them. So again, you're annotating the documents and writing a summary at the end. 13 minutes to do so. I'm going to give you guys prompting reminders for which document you should be on. And please chat me if you have any questions. So I'll give you 30 seconds to locate page 2 of the classwork. Okay, we should all be there. You have 13 minutes to annotate documents 1 through 3 and include your summary at the end of each document. 13 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and get started. I will give you pacing reminders. As a heads up, I am in a noisier part of the school while I'm administering this class, and I also have other students in the room with me. So if you see me step away, I'm just checking in on them, and I'm muting myself so that way it doesn't distract you. But 12 minutes, keep going. "10 minutes, you should be working on the summary of document 1. "7.5 minutes left. You should be on document 2. Erin just flagged a tech issue for me. So there's an issue with the way I had a copy and paste document too. So you might not be able to annotate directly on it. So just take like a margin note and write your summary underneath it, but you won't be able to highlight it. You have 6 minutes left. You have 4 minutes left. Transition to document 3 if you have not gotten there. 4 minutes, transition to document 3 if you have not gotten there. Two more minutes. You have 10 more seconds to finish up on document 3. I just opened up a Nearpod open response question for should the filibuster be eliminated? I want you to take the next 3 minutes to draft your response. I want you to take a side, say yes, it should be, or no, it should not be, and provide at least 1 to 2 sentences of evidence to support your opinion. 3 minutes to do so on the Nearpod. Please chat me if you have any questions. 3 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and get started. "90 more seconds to draft your response in Nearpod." I have some awesome responses from Ariana and Kezia that have some clear justifications for their opinions. Really exciting seeing you guys really think through this. You have 25 more seconds to finish drafting your responses. Great, time is up. Please go ahead and submit your responses so that way I can just take a look at them and see where we are all thinking. I have 67%. Again, even if you didn't finish, go ahead and submit it for me so I can check, take a look. I'm seeing some really detailed and thorough responses. I'm really impressed with the amount of thought and consideration that you guys have been putting in. I have 78, just waiting on a couple more. Okay, awesome. I can't wait to take a look at these. This is a cornerstone lesson. It's super important that we understand the process of filibustering and why it exists. So now we're going to do something similar but much faster in the Nearpod. I'm going to make you guys vote. Should we eliminate the filibuster? Yes or no? A is yes, B is no. Please go ahead and start voting. I'll give us 30 seconds to submit our responses so that way we can share and see what the demographic of the class is. Great, I'm still missing a few votes. I'm going to share the response so you guys can see. We are pretty evenly divided. Just to give a perception of what happened when we had our in-person AP Government class today, we were at 100% no, we should not eliminate the filibuster. So it just shows how different we all think and all of the different justifiable reasons we have. So if you can track Zoom, I have my screen shared on my iPad so I can chart my notes. The in-person APGov student said something very offensive and told me that my handwriting had actually gotten worse when I thought it had gotten better. So I apologize if that is the case. So I would like to hear from you all. Should we eliminate the filibuster? Yes or no? I'm going to batch call and then we are going to jump in and not over each other. Can I hear from Kamisha? And then Kezia, and finish up with Isis. Kamisha, Kezia, Isis.
I personally think that we should eliminate the filibusters because the senators are prioritized. Like, it doesn't matter what how good your argument is or how reasonable your argument is. If they personally, from what I interpreted from the reading, if they personally, they can easily just get rid of it. It doesn't matter. Like,
so like, are you saying that it's just not like useful? Like it's not doing anything constructive?
I feel like it's not really listening to the people.
Okay.
Because like senators are prioritized and they have majority of the power to pass this law or, yeah.
I said that the same thing, kind of like, yes, they should eliminate it because in Everett's, document 3, it said that eliminating the filibuster should be on the table, helping drive a debate in the presidential race over whether to preserve the institutional break for the Senate minority. And I didn't really understand it that much, but I think maybe because, like Kamisha was saying, it doesn't matter. They could just remove it from there.
Mm-hmm.
I said yes, so I agree with all of them. And to go back to what Kamisha had said for document 2, in document 2, it says, hold on. There can be little argument, but the right to filibuster in the Senate is being abused, and that's basically showing how people aren't using basically the filibuster thing to actually give the minority opinion. They're doing it in order to prolong the process and stop the bill from being passed, which is kind of like wrong in a way because it's stopping other people from giving their opinions, which is the whole idea of a debate, which is to allow each side to speak and give their opinion. But filibustering is stopping other people from speaking and giving their opinion on a bit.
Mm-hmm. Great, I see a lot of hands jumping up. Let me just check something real quick. I just want to look and see what we were voting on. Okay, can I hear from Aaron and then Ariana, and then we will do a hands down jump in. I just want to hear from the other side real quick. So Aaron, then Ariana, and then we'll do hands down.
Okay, I have one for both.
Mm-hmm.
For the yes side, I said.
Aaron, can I hear from the no side?
Oh yes, for the no side, I said no because it's kind of taking away the the Senate's right to go against a law that they think is unjust, because it's not really, almost it's not about the people in this one, but it's more about what the senators or people that doesn't want the law to be passed felt. or how they feel about it. And for the yes side, I said yes because it's definitely not about the law all the time. Is very much preventing like the Democratic or the Republicans from like passing a law that they either think it should not be done because they have a little feud or some whatever stuff like that.
Great, and then Ariana, please.
I also was like a both, I guess, for the other side. Some people would think that it's a good thing because this means that like the majority party can't just pass anything. Because then if the minority doesn't like it, then like they're gonna break out the whole filibuster thingy. And then for it's just like the citizen opinion that they really don't have a say in it or whatever. So this can be their opportunity. And then like what Isis was saying about the whole debate on one side is like limited because all you can do is just talk, and then for all them hours people might leave the whole debate thingy, and then other people's voices still won't be heard and stuff. So then yeah.
Great, sorry guys, it's just taking me a second to write this down. Great, so we are going to do a jump in. I want to hear first from Erica and then Emmanuel because I've seen your guys' hands come up frequently. And then, okay, we're just going to do it that way because I want to make sure I hear from everybody that wants to. So I want to hear from Erica, Emmanuel, Jade, Nyasia.
I kind of have a question.
Okay.
So for the video, did they vote and like decide to pass the law before the girl did the filibuster?
So the law was on the table, and the reason why she utilized the filibuster is because she ran out the clock for the time frame that the bill had to be voted on. So by her continuing that debate through her filibuster, she pushed up against the clock. So like this law that was going to restrict abortion rights, it pushed up against the clock. So now the committee that put that law in place or was trying to get that law put in place, they had to go back to the drawing table and re-propose the bill to try to get people to vote on. So it's kind of like, it doesn't stop a law from happening, but it like pushes it off so that way people can avoid voting on it before they want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it stops them from voting, which I see that as a total like invade of democracy. Like before I was gonna say like people should just vote, like you should be able to hear both sides. I think as long as the court is stacked evenly enough, including a wide spread of both sides, that they should just be able to vote, and whoever gets the vote gets the thing passed. I think that's such a disruption, and that no one person should have that amount of power and that amount of influence. Like if they would have voted, it could have not been passed anyways, if that's what the people in the Senate really wanted.
Sorry, we might have forgotten order. It's Emmanuel, then Jade, then Nyasia.
All right, so, oh my. So my stance on the thing. Yeah, that's not okay.
Sorry guys, we are in the same room, so I'm going to move my computer and Emmanuel's going to share his thoughts. Okay, Emmanuel, you should be able to share your thoughts now.
All right, so basically my stance on the subject is, I mean, I could go both ways. There's perks to both sides, but I really think that it should be.
His phone died? Okay, Emmanuel's going to use my computer and share his thoughts so you guys can all hear it. Okay, Emmanuel, share your thoughts.
Cool. Okay, so my thoughts on the subject is that like it should be eliminated because the government's supposed to be fair. So like Erica said, if they really didn't want the law to be passed, they could just not vote on it. Or with the checks and balances, you know, the president can veto a law, or the Supreme Court can declare it unconstitutional. So like there's ways to like stop the law from being passed or just put it in place without filibustering, which is why I think it's just useless. It's also delaying the inevitable. So.
Okay. Sorry guys, this is going to be part of the weird things of having teaching in person and online at the same time. Okay, great. I want to hear from Jade and then Nyasia. I love that we have these conversations, but I need to make sure we have enough time to get through the exit ticket. So Jade and then Aisha.
I am on the yes side. I agree with everybody, but I'm on the yes side because I feel like it's a cushion. There's not going to be no progress in democracy if they're like in the world in general, if we are able to have this cushion to just dumb down laws and just shut everybody else's opinion down if you're going to use the filibuster or whatever it's called. Because like in document 2, it says that blah blah blah. What part do I want to skip to? That the vice president of the United States will be weak in contrast to these powers. So that means that this, like Erica was saying, about it have this amount of power. That makes no sense.
And Aisha, close us out.
I agree. I'm also on the yes side. The only argument I could have for no is that like maybe if they redesign the filibuster thing to like cause it to be more effective, and for yes, it should be eliminated. There is no like somebody can just speak utter gibberish in their speech and like have fake news, which can cause their speech to be longer, but it wouldn't really have any effective argument. And also, I believe Aaron mentioned this, but it's also in document 3. Elizabeth Warren noted that there was 2 sets of rules, one for Republican and one for the Democrats. So the filibuster thing has been used differently by both parties. So they have distorted it and made it their own, which is going against what it was put in place for.
Awesome. Super great discussion today, you guys. Really impressed. I'm going to leave this chart projected for while you complete your exit ticket. The instructions, I believe they are updated, but please write a analytical thesis answering that question with, so remember, an analytical thesis means that you consider, if you think that the filibuster should be eliminated, you say, although people might argue that it should not be for this reason, ultimately it should be eliminated for this reason, or vice versa. So make sure you consider both sides in your analytical thesis. I am going to pull up that exit ticket right now. Okay, I just saw your guys' chat, sorry. Yes, please go ahead and access the exit ticket. Once I see that you have submitted, you will be free to go. Amazing job at discourse today, you guys. I am so impressed, even though we had a weird start to everything. If you have any questions about the exit ticket, please chat me on Zoom.